Okay, so my name is Drake Bailey, and this is my educational leadership portfolio. So a little bit about my personal life. I grew up in Bondurant and lived on a small farm out in the country. I was heavily active in high school, participating in numerous activities, which I credit to giving me a passion and interest in leadership. I was fortunate enough to be placed in various roles in high school, like team captain for football and basketball, class president, and a presidential scholar for volunteering so many hours. I truly value and appreciate all the moments I had in high school. It was probably the reason I still had a strong desire to return to this district when I graduated with my teaching degree. After high school, I went on to Grandview University where I played men's volleyball for a year. Found a strong passion for education and was introduced to the love of my life, Dana Bray. We have been together for about 3.5 years and now recently engaged this past April. Our wedding is June 1st of next year. So it's been a little bit hectic this summer, trying to plan and book various vendors while I've been transitioning to a new job in a new district while trying to complete my master's. Dana has 3 jobs, has a summer class, and is in the process of applying to med schools to be a doctor of physical therapy. So we're pretty busy right now this summer. Her number one choice for med school is Des Moines University. However, we understand the competitiveness of these programs and are a little nervous about having to move from our families. She does not get in there. However, we are blessed and fortunate for every opportunity though. So moving on to my educational background here, just a quick glimpse, like I mentioned before, Grandview University, and then I also got my graduate degree in Viterbo. So a little bit about my professional background. I am now at Bondurant Farrar School District. Like I mentioned before, I graduated from Grandview and did my student teaching at Southeast Polk High School, instructing AP Psychology, and my second half of my student teaching was at Weeks Middle School on the south side of Des Moines, teaching 6th grade social studies. Both experiences were very rewarding and diverse in different capacities. Southeast Polk was challenging content-wise. As only a 20-year-old teaching AP to seniors, it was pretty challenging. And Weeks was challenging management-wise, but both helped me prepare to be successful in my first job. My first job did not come easy. I applied for 8 different positions, interviewed for 5, and struck out on all of them. I seemed to get the answer. We were looking for someone with a little more experience, a lot, which was kind of tough to swallow. I was becoming very frustrated. Then in late July of 2016, I saw an opening at Boone Middle School. I applied. Scott Kelly, who's the principal, called me back within the same day. I interviewed about 3 days later, and he called me back on the way home, offering me my first job. It was one of the most rewarding and exciting days of my life. Within my first year, I started looking at educational leadership programs. I'm a little different in that sense. I knew I wanted to become a principal or an athletic director before I wanted to become a teacher. I've always had a strong interest in these roles. The reason for this is because my old high school basketball coach switched to an administrator role about halfway through my high school career. I really looked up to him and always valued his input. During my last 2 years of high school, I got to observe Chad Carlson in his new job and really appreciated how he always was visible and treated students, teachers, custodians, and community members with respect and care. He was a great role model for me and ignited my passion for educational leadership. I enrolled into Viterbo University in the spring of 2017 and finished my degree in the summer of 2018. I have dedicated a lot of time and effort to complete this 2-year program in 15 months. This program has been eye-opening and very rewarding. It has allowed me to network with so many great people, but more importantly, maybe become an improved and better teacher. It helped me realize that our education system needs to be more student-focused, and sometimes school districts often lose sight of that for different reasons. This program has helped me grow not only as a teacher, but just a better person overall. I now understand what my strengths and weaknesses are as a teacher and leader because of Viterbo. So educational leadership goals. My main priority is making student achievement our #1 goal for our schools, Teachers understand this very well, which is why they're teachers. However, sometimes staff do not have the proper resources, tools, and strategies to reach this goal. As an educational leader, I will research best practices and implement 2 systems that have strong data to support staff. Implementing professional learning communities or PLCs and a response intervention system. This helps provide both the staff and students more opportunities to improve. My second main goal is building a positive environment where all staff and students feel safe and comfortable. I hope to achieve this goal by providing constant communication that values the uniqueness in all staff and students. And the only way you can provide face-to-face communication is by being constantly visible in the classrooms, being in the lunchroom, being in the hallways during passing time. I hope by setting our mission, vision, and goals around valuing the uniqueness in all, that our staff will provide a diverse classroom by providing multiple modes of instruction for our students to feel safe and comfortable. Sorry if that slide's a little wordy there. Okay, so I'm still on standard 1, which is shared vision. My first reflection deals with the process of implementing change. I realized through the program there are first order and second order change. During my time at Boone Community Schools, our building was in the process of implementing not 1, but 2 second order changes. The first being implementing the PLC process into our daily routine, and the second being implementing a universal intervention system that get rid of our home rooms, deer time, and shorter lunch. I thought Boone and administration did a pretty good job about going about this process. The superintendent invited all administration, instructional coaches, team leaders, a few others, including myself, to attend the Minneapolis PLC Institute in the summer of 2017. I thought it was a good idea to kind of bring your district leaders to the Institute first and get them on board in the direction where the district is wanting to go. I don't know if any of you have ever been to one of the PLC summits by Solution Tree, but they get you pretty fired up, and the speakers are really top notch. I learned so much as a future leader, and it helped me become a better teacher. The next reflection I will discuss for Standard 1 deals with presenting these changes to various stakeholders. It is one thing to get administration and district leaders on the same page, but to communicate to all staff, parents, and school board members is another thing. To help bridge this gap, I attended a Ken Williams seminar at SAI with the Boone administrators. The seminar was called Starting a Movement. We all loved his message so much that our superintendent brought him in before we left for Christmas break to get all staff on board with the PLC process. What I love most about Ken's message is the importance of getting the staff and other stakeholders to know the why behind the change. He said a quote that stuck with me. Ken stated, "When the staff know the why, the what we're doing has more impact because we're walking in or towards our purpose." So what he means by that is the what is the PLC process getting implemented at Boone. But when the staff understand why we're doing the PLC process, it becomes a lot more justified. I learned that you can solidify your why to stakeholders by presenting data that supports our change. Show data that shows why PLCs and universal RTI are beneficial compared to what we're already doing. Be honest and transparent about our current reality and set SMART goals as a team for where we need to be in the future. Okay, Standard 2, culture of learning. What culture of learning really boils down to is an educational leader who promotes the success of all students by sustaining a strong school culture. Through my classes at Viterbo and my conversations with current practicing administrators, I never realized how important professional development was. When I think about professional development, I think of a couple things. One, professional development plays a large impact on improving teachers within the district. However, professional development needs to be meaningful and aligned with the mission, vision, goals for a district. The way you make PD meaningful is by providing content that staff can actually relate to and use. This is why it is essential as an administrator to conduct consistent walkthroughs. If you do not get into classrooms regularly, then you truly don't know how teachers are performing and what we need to improve on as a building. I had the opportunity to lead professional development a few times for a whole district PD. One of my strengths as an educator is my ability to implement technology into the classroom. Since we are a one-to-one school district, our curriculum director wanted me to present a few go-to tech tools that teachers can implement immediately into their daily lesson plans. I presented my content for about an hour and had around 50 staff members sign into my session. I received a lot of positive feedback, which was helpful, as I was a bit nervous to teach 50 adult learners as a second-year teacher. Just kind of that slide, talking about my professional development. Okay, another big part of Standard 2 is promoting the success of all students. During my time at Boone, we had a motto, all means all. We will provide the necessary resources and accommodations for all students to succeed. To be honest, I did not have a strong background in special education. After taking Needs for Diverse Learners and School of Law, I realized how crucial it is for an administrator to have a strong understanding of special ed law and to provide information to families and staff. I had a great opportunity to spend a whole day with Special Education Director at Ankeny Community School Districts. Her name is Carolyn Menard. Carolyn received her doctorate in educational leadership and